Okay, here we go. This is your first test review. This is what you can expect on it. Okay. This is what's on the document. I made it. Write a place value for the specified digit. Now, if I need more workspace, I'm going to move to this packet here. There's also some diagrams, okay, that you're going to need to kind of either pause, take a picture of, or what not, okay? Because when I write test reviews, I don't use the ones out of the book, because the ones in the book are going to be what your test is. Okay, Unit 1 test review. First off, you're just writing the place value for the digit and the number. So the 4, ones, tens, hundreds, so you just put hundreds. Okay, 2 and the number 10,213. Ones, tens, hundreds. $26,984,233. I want to know about the 6. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, millions. Four. Okay, which 4? We're gonna fix a problem here. We're gonna make that 562,000. So 110s. 4 would be in the tens. Okay, 8, ones, tens. Then our 9, which 9, we're going to make that 402. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, millions. So it's in the millions place. Okay, now the next one, we get these joyous problems of writing the number in expanded form. So we got 9 times 110, 100, 9 times 100, plus you skip the 0, and then it's 4 times 1. Okay, next problem, 14,633. So the 1, that's in the 1s, 10s, 100s, thousands, 10,000, so it's 1 times 10,000. Plus, and 4, 1s, 10s, 100s, thousands, so 4 times 1,000. Then the 6, 1, 10s, 100s, so 6 times 100. Then the 3 times 10, plus 3 times 1. Now again, if you want to write 1 times 10 to the 4th power, plus 4 times 10 to the 3rd, and so forth, that's up to you. Okay, the next one, we have 4. That's in the 1s, 10s, 100s, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, millions, 10 millions. So 10 million. Or you can write it as 10 to the power of however many zeros, 10, it'd be to the power of 7. Plus 5 times 10, you go 10 to the power of 6, or you can go just a million. Okay. And then the next 4, that's in the 100,000s place, 4 times 100,000, plus 9 times 10,000, plus 2 times 1,000, plus 4 times 100, plus 9 times 10. Okay, there we go. That one's obviously an annoying problem. We had an assignment like it. Form the indicated operation by estimating the first place value. So first place value. So 67 plus 83. That would go to 70 plus 80, and that's equals 150. Okay. Be 400 plus 800. That'd be 1,200. Okay, that's going to be 300 minus 200. That's 100. Again, you're just going first place value. That would go up, 900 would go to 1,000. So it'd be 1,000, and then with the 5, it'd be 300. So 1,000 minus 300, that is 700. Okay, now multiplication, that's going to go to 400 and then just we leave the 7 alone. So again, how to multiply, 4 times 7 is 28, and you just attach 2 zeros, 2,800. Okay, right here, it's going to go to be 8,000 times 9,000. Now let's think about this. 9 times 8 is 72. And then now when we're multiplying, not when you add and subtract, when you multiply, you count up all your zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's how many zeros. So that ends up being 72 million. Okay, now perform the indicated operation. Now these are the problems. They're the same problems I'm about to do here, but I don't have enough workspace. So this is number 16. 86 plus 27 plus 18 minus 5 divided by 6 minus 31. So we got parentheses. There won't be any exponents. Multiply, divide, add, subtract. Now parentheses, you actually do have one. When you have a fraction or a division line with an operation going on at either top or bottom, that is a parentheses. Now within that operation we have plus and minus. Well, those are on the same step, so we just go in order. That'd be 35 minus 5 is 30. Okay. Multiplication, don't have it. Division, 30 divided by 6 is 5, so 86 plus 5 minus 31. And then add, subtract. 91 minus 31 is 60. Okay, parentheses, MDAS. Parentheses, again, that's actually parentheses, and so is that one. Now, I messed up on this right here. I want that to be plus 17, please. Okay. Because otherwise it's going to be a negative. I don't want that. Okay, parentheses. Now when you have plus and times, the multiplying comes before the addition. Okay. So 17 times 3 is 54, and then 25 plus 54 gives me 79. Then adding, subtracting. Well, that's the same step, so we just go in order. 85 plus 52 minus 36 is 101. Okay. Now I'm going to divide that then. Now I get that. Don't write that down. Just write the fraction. If it doesn't divide evenly into a nice whole number, for now you want to just leave it in fraction form. Okay, 18, again, parentheses right there. So we have minus and times. Well, multiplication comes before subtraction, so that's 63. And 157 minus 63 gives me 94. Okay, now here you got minus and divide. So division comes before subtraction, so that's 3. And then 5 minus 3 is 2. And we still have to plus 17. So parentheses are done. Multiply, divide. You have to divide 94 by 2. That's going to be 47. Then plus your 17. That's going to be 64. Okay, number 50, 19. You want to parenthesize the numerator and denominator. So parentheses, we have 3 of them. So in this one we have minus, times, and times. We have to do the times first. So 16 times 10 is 160, times 3 is 480. And 576 minus 480 is going to be 90. I should know that. I think it's 96. Yep. Okay. Brain cramp there. And then minus and times, multiplying always comes before subtraction. 44 minus 36 is 8. And then we also have a parentheses here, but that's easy. That's just 3. So you have 96 divided by 8 minus 3. So multiply, divide. Well, you have to divide 96 by 8, and that's going to be 12 minus 3, which is 9. Simply, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally without the exponents. Okay, been a long week. I'm making this Friday afternoon, about the first week of school. Okay, number 20, I'm going to read it from the document, then I'm going to go over here where I got more workspace, and we're going to talk about it. During the first week of April, a print shop used the following amounts of sheet metal. I have a lot of people miss these kinds of problems here, even though it sounds pretty easy. 121 square feet on Monday, 90 square feet on Tuesday, 220 square feet on Wednesday, 621 square feet on Thursday, and 720 square feet on Friday. During the following week, 150 more square feet are used than during the first week. That's very important. It doesn't say during the following week they used just 150 more. Yeah, more than what was used during the first week. So I need to find the total square feet of sheet metal used during the 2 weeks in April. So I'm going to shift my work over here, and I've got week 1 plus week 2. You got to be careful on week 2. Well, week 1's not hard, so we had 121 on Monday, plus 90 on Tuesday, plus 220 Wednesday, plus 621 Thursday, plus 720. Okay. So 1,772 feet. Now, what a lot of people do, incorrectly I might add, they'll just throw a 150 there and just add that to there. No, that's wrong. Look, you got to be able to read the writing on the wall. 150 more square feet, not just more. If it just said more and that's it, that'd be fine. But it says than during the first week. So what that means is week 1's amount plus 150. It's like they repeat the week 1 amount plus another 150. So the week 1 amount is 1,772. Okay. So I add those, and that's how much was from week 2. Okay, it wasn't just 150 from week 2. It was the week 1 amount and then 150 higher than that, which is 1,922. Now, what are they asking? They want the total square feet of sheet metal used during the 2 weeks. So week 1 is the 1772, week 2 is the 1922. Okay. Okay, so 1772 plus 1922 is 3,694 square feet. So again, what I have a lot of people do is they'll just add these and then they'll add 150 and say, oh, that's the answer. No, you add your week 1, then you transfer week 1 over to week 2, and then 150 more. But 1922 is not the answer. After you're done with that, you got to add those two together. Okay. Number 21. A 3-floor apartment needs insulation. Insulation costs $1,422 per apartment. Remember, that means for one apartment. Okay. There are 7 apartments on each floor. What will the total cost of insulation be? So we want to figure out the total cost. Now the cost is a rate. It's a ratio. Okay. So that'd be $1,422 for one apartment. That's the rate. Okay. This is the actual amount. Now for the actual amount, we have 7 apartments, and we're finding the cost, okay? The 3 floors doesn't matter. That's useless information. It's 1422 times 7, and you can divide by 1, but it's 9,954. Yes, I'm well aware you can just multiply that, okay? But if you get in a pinch and you see a rate with per or each, okay, that means for one of those units. Okay, this next one's the invoice shown below is mailed to the center sports shop by a billing clerk. Here, I'll do it on the main one. Okay. The invoice shown below is mailed to the center sports shop by a billing clerk of the M&N Sports Equipment Manufacturing Company. An invoice is a bill sent to a retailer by manufacturer or wholesaler or for merchandise purchased by the retailer. That's useless information. The extension shown in the last column, the invoice, is the product of the number of units needed, multiply the price per unit. Find the extension amount for each item on the invoice and add the extensions to determine the cost. Okay, so it must be like a sporting goods store. Now I have some jacked up prices. These prices are way low, but we'll just roll with what we have. The unit price $2, that means it's $2 each for each one wrist wrap. Well, you're going to buy 5 wrist wraps. The dozen doesn't matter, okay? That means they come in packages of a dozen, okay? And the units by dozen, so pretty much that doesn't matter. So $2 each for each dozen. You're buying 5 of them. 2 times 5 is 10, so total cost is 10. $11 for tackle boxes times 19. I mean, it's pretty common sense on this. $209. 18 times 5 is 90. 7 times 14 is going to be 98. 5 times 50 is 250. 7 times 12 is 84. 16 times 36 is 576. 14 times 10 is 140. Then we add up the cost. 10 plus 209 plus 90 plus 98 plus 250 plus 84 plus 576 plus 140. Whoops. Okay, that gives me $1,457. Yeah, that's not a very challenging problem. Okay, the next one is you're going to need to do something like a zoom picture or something, because I have no way, if you're watching this at home, to disseminate this to you, okay, on the document. Okay, I just don't know how. There's probably a way, but we have a drill jig laid out by a manufacturer. We have all these different, now there's 3 groups of holes in the jig, okay. I'll explain what's going on. One thing, this is a 35 here, this is a 20 here, a 120. Those numbers are there, you just can't see them. 20, 120. I'll do my best with what we're dealt. So 15. So this is 180, 25, 15, and 136. 136. Okay. So again, 35, 15 from here to here. The arrows mean that's where it's from. From here to here is 35, 15, 20. This all the way to the end. This is from here to here. That's 120 because arrow there, arrow there. 180, arrow there, arrow there. 180 from here to here. 25, 15, and then the 136 is from here to here. Okay. Now I have to find dimension A. Okay, how far dimension A is. Now, before I worry about ABC, here's what I want to do. Okay, listen up to this. I want you to do these holes here. I want to figure out how much space is between each single hole. Okay, well, how do you do that? Well, from here to here is the 120. So I put 120. And I divide. Now I count the holes, but I don't divide by the holes. I divide by one less. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're dividing by 8. So each space between these holes is 15. Okay, the 5 from the beginning to the end is 180. There's 5 holes, but I would divide by, there's 5 holes, but I would divide by 4. Because there's 4 spaces between the holes. So that's 45. 18 equally spaced holes here, these little ones here. So from the beginning to the end, that's your 136. Now what you get to do then is count the little holes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay? Now, yeah, there's 18 holes, but there'd be 17 spaces. So don't divide by the holes. You always take 1 off that, and that's 8. So now I'm set up to find these. Okay, find dimension A. So A goes from here to here. Now, before the holes start, you got 20. Now the holes begin. So that's 15 plus another 15. Plus another 15, 15, 15, 15, plus another 15, plus another 15, plus another 15. Yes, I'm well aware you could also take 15 times 6, okay? So that's going to be 90 plus 20. That's going to be 110. So that's dimension A, from here to here. Okay, now let's go to dimension B. It goes from here to here. Well, let's start here because I know here to here. Each of those holes has a distance of 45. So 45 plus 45. Now plus 45, but we have to now backtrack, so we minus, okay? Because see, dimension B just goes from here to here. It stops short of here. So now I backtrack. But I'm backtracking 15, okay? So I minus the 15. So the distance I was backtracking is right there. Or you could take 45 times 3 plus minus 15. It means the same thing. It's 120. Okay, dimension C. Okay, well, I know I got a good solid number here, 25 plus 15. Then each distance here is 8, so plus 8, plus 8, plus 8, plus 8, plus 8. Isn't this fun? You having fun? Plus 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Plus 8, plus 8, plus 8, plus 8, plus 8. So there'd be 5 more 8s. Another way you could do it rather than that, which this would be much quicker, you got to have your 25 and 15, but you can count then where the dimension ends, okay? So count the posts, or the holes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and dimension C ends at 12, but I wouldn't multiply by 12. I'd multiply by 1 less than 12, which is 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. See? So it's 25 plus 15 plus 8 times 11. Okay, 128. So again, the first thing you have to do is figure out how, in the drill jig, the space between holes. Okay, count the holes, but divide by then the total distance by 1 less. Okay, this one here, you got to write the answer correctly. An 8-pound cut of roast beef is to be medium roasted at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Total roasting time is determined by allowing 50 minutes of roasting time for each. So that means for each 1 pound. That's a rate. So I put a 1 next to pound of beef. If the roast is placed in a preheated oven at 2 o'clock p.m., what time should it be removed? So I need to find the time. Now the time unit in the problem is minutes. Okay. So let's find how many minutes it's going to take to cook the roast. So I use that rate, 15 minutes, 1 pound. Okay, that's your rate. Now your actual amount is 8 pounds. The 350 doesn't matter, okay? You don't care about that. So 15 times 8 divided by 1 is 120. So the time is 120 minutes, but they want what time? Now you got to make it into an actual time, okay? So it started at 2 o'clock p.m., 120 minutes. Well, we're going to take, so I'm going to write that, then I'm going to put actual time. You need to divide your 120 minutes by 60 because that then tells you how many hours it has, and that's 2 hours. But that's not your answer either. So it was 2 p.m., 2 hours past that's 4 p.m. Okay. So you can use your rate to find how many minutes it's going to take, but then divide by 60 to go hours, and then 4 p.m. Okay, now you're going to want to take a look at this here. A landscaper contracts to provide topsoil. Wait a second here. Did I do that right? Yeah, that's the right problem. Okay. A landscaper contracts to provide topsoil and to seed the parcel of land shown in the following figure. In order to determine labor and material costs, the landscaper must know the total area of the land. Find the total area of the land of this. Don't split it into a bunch of shapes, okay? You're given a formula here to use. So the total area is L times W plus the quantity A times B. So L, well, what's L? 294 times W, 168, plus A, 108, times B, 144. So again, now I go to the parentheses have to be simplified first. Okay, so 108 times 144, 15,552. So I have 294 times 168 plus 15,552. Then I have multiplication, addition. Well, the multiplication has to come first unless the addition's in parentheses, which it's not. Okay. So I have that, then I add the 15,552, 64,944. Okay, and that's pretty much what you need to be ready for on the yield test.